Hey Algebra, welcome to lesson 8.1, adding and subtracting polynomials. If you have not watched the Khan Academy video that I had sent you the link for, I need you to pause this and go watch it because I am going to be working through some of these with you with the understanding that you've already watched that. All right, so adding and subtracting polynomials. This is one of my favorite units in algebra. So what we are going to do is do the even ones together and go over how to do that. So the first section says find each sum or difference. So we are adding or subtracting polynomials like we said. And the first thing is we need to get rid of these parentheses. So we need to distribute what we can. Now it's pretty nice, this first binomial, we can just drop those parentheses because there's no negative sign. So it's going to be 6s plus 5t. Now there's a plus sign before this, so we're distributing the plus sign, so it would just be plus 4t plus 8s. So then you combine like terms. I can combine 6s and then the plus 8s, and 6s plus 8s is 14s. And then plus 5t plus 4t. So it's a positive 5t plus 4t, which is a positive 9t. So when we add these polynomials, we will get 14s plus 9t. Now 4 is a little bit different because of this minus sign. So, but the first, this first grouping right here, we can just drop the parentheses and write 11m minus 7n. But this second grouping, we have to distribute the negative sign. So it would be minus 2m, and instead of plus 6n, minus 6n. And combine like terms. 11m minus 2m. 11m minus 2m is 9m. Negative 7n minus 6n is minus or negative 13n. So there's our answer for number 4. 6, we also is also subtracting. So we can drop the parentheses on this first grouping, but we'll have to distribute the minus sign on the second grouping. So the first grouping is x squared minus 3x, and then distributing the negative minus 2x squared minus 5x. Now be careful on this one because we do have, all of these have x as our variable, but you can only combine the x squared with other x squareds. So I've got x squared minus 2x squared. Well, this is the same thing as 1x squared minus 2x squared would be negative x squared. And then I've got a minus 3x minus 5x. And you put those together and you get minus 8x. Let's look at 8. We can drop the parentheses of the first set, 2h squared minus 5h. This is a plus, so we distribute the plus sign, which would be plus 7h minus 3h squared. And again, you're looking for what you can combine. I can do 2h squared minus 3h squared, which would be negative h squared. And then negative 5h plus 7h. Well, that would be plus 2h. And last but not least on this one, we can drop the parentheses with the first grouping, 6k squared plus 2k plus 9. And then I'm going to distribute the positive sign, plus 4k squared minus 5k. So then we combine what we can. 6k squared plus 4k squared. 6k squared plus 4k squared is 10k squared. And then I've got plus 2k minus 5k. Plus 2k minus 5k is negative 3k or minus 3k. And then I've got this plus 9 just hanging out there. So I need to be sure to add that to it. So there is our answer for the first part. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. The second part, determine whether each expression is a polynomial. If it is a polynomial, find the degree and determine whether it is a monomial, binomial, and trinomial. Now, all of these terms were described in the video, the Khan Academy video. So now let's apply it. The first thing, is it a polynomial? 4by plus 2b minus by. And remember, a polynomial is in the form of a x to the n, where a is your coefficient, you've got a variable, and then n has to be a non-negative integer exponent. All right. So this looks good, this looks good, and this looks good. Even though we've got two variables here, it is okay. So since all of the exponents on our variables would be 1, this is a yes. Yes, it is a monomial. Now let's see, how many terms are there? First, can we combine any terms? Well, we've got 4by plus 2b minus by. And be careful because I've got 4by minus 1, that's like 1by. So you need to combine like terms where you can. 4by minus 1by would be 3by plus 2b. All right, after I've combined like terms, you can see that this has 2 terms, and a polynomial with 2 terms is a binomial. Okay, now to look for the degree. All right, I'm going to write this one more time out here. 3by plus 2b. Okay, so again, we are looking at the exponent that goes with the variables. Now, b, there's no exponent written, but there is an exponent, and that would be the first power. Y is also to the first power, and then b here is to the first power. All right, so remember, the degree is the exponents of each term. So this one, the degree of this term, 3by, this has an exponent of 1 and this one has an exponent of 1. So the degree for this term is 2. The degree for this one, we only have one variable, the exponent of 1, so the degree is 1. So the degree of the whole polynomial is the highest degree for the terms, and the highest degree is 2. So the whole polynomial, the degree is 2. So yes, binomial, degree of 2. All right, let's look at 14, 3x over 7. I would rewrite this so that it looks like this form. Instead of 3x over 7, I would write 3/7 x. Okay, so let's look at this. Is it a polynomial? Well, we've got a coefficient, we've got a variable, and we have a exponent, and the exponent in this one would be 1. It's not written, but there is an exponent. So this is yes, it is a polynomial. The second, I'm going to just do it in the same order. Is it a monomial, binomial, or trinomial? Well, there is one term, and mono is a root for 1. So it is a monomial. Okay. This only has one term, and the degree of this term is to the first power. So the degree of this one is 1. All right, let's look at the last one. 2c squared plus 8c plus 9 minus 3. Is this, actually, let's combine like terms first. 2c squared plus 8 squared plus 9 minus 3. Right here, this plus 9 minus 3, that can be combined. So we've got 2c squared plus 8c plus 6. All right, is this a polynomial? All the terms have to be in this form. Here's your coefficient, variable, non-negative, exponent. Coefficient, variable, the exponent is 1, non-negative. Coefficient, variable, well, there's no variable written, but if I had to write a variable, I would write like x to the 0 power or c to the 0 power, because the c to the 0 power would be 1 times 6 is 6. All right, so this is a polynomial. It has 1, 2, 3 terms. A 3-termed polynomial is called a trinomial. Now let's look at the degree. The degree of this first term is 2. The degree of this second term is 1. The degree of this term is 0. Anytime you have a constant number by itself, the degree is 0 for that. Okay, so the degree is the degree of for the whole polynomial is the degree of the highest degree for a term. And the highest degree would be 2. So the degree of the polynomial is 2. All right, so I hope that that is making sense of whether it is a polynomial and the difference between a monomial, binomial, trinomial, and then determining degree. All right, the last section says, write each polynomial in standard form, identify the leading coefficient. So again, in standard form, it goes from highest degree to lowest degree. And then the leading coefficient is the coefficient of your first term. So let's look at this. 5x, degree is 1, -6, the degree is 0, 3x squared, the degree is 2. So we have to start with 3x squared. So in standard form, we got 3x squared. The next one is the degree of 1. It is positive, plus 5x, and then that's -6. So this is in standard form. The leading coefficient, you can put LC, is 3. Okay. Also, I should have mentioned this, but you always should see if you can combine like terms, and we couldn't here. Let's double check this one. Can we combine like terms? I'm saying no. Okay, so let's look for the highest degree. Well, the highest degree is this x to the third, so we need to write 3x to the third first. The next highest degree would be this 2, degree of 2, so minus x squared. The next highest degree would be, this is a degree of 1, so it's plus 4x. And then minus 3 has a degree of 0. And so if we're looking at that, the leading coefficient is the coefficient of the first term. The first term is 3x cubed, so the leading coefficient is 3. All right, let's look at 22. 25, -x cubed plus x. All right, we cannot combine like terms. 25 has a degree of 0. -x to the third, the degree is 3, plus x, the degree is 1. So we have to start with this one. It has the highest degree, and it is negative. So you need to be sure to put -x to the third. And then we got this degree of 1 plus x, and then 25 plus 25. The leading coefficient. Okay, the leading coefficient is not written, but there is a coefficient here, and it would be 1. So the leading coefficient is -1. All right, 24, the last one. Can we combine like terms? Well, it looks like we cannot. So we are looking for the highest degree to go first. Degree of 2, degree of 0, degree of 1, degree of 3. Ding, 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 winner, winner. All right, so we're going to do 7x cubed is our first term. Then we've got this x squared is next, and it's positive, so plus x squared. Then we've got this x to the first power, and it's a negative, so minus x, and then this plus 64. Okay, the leading coefficient of 24, the first term is 7x cubed, the coefficient is 7, so the leading coefficient is 7. All right, I hope that this makes sense. I think, again, the Khan Academy video was really good on this. So I just had you watch that and do the odd ones on your own and turn in what I ask for in the link with your assignment. Have a great day. Talk to you later.